But those of you that are on the left-hand side, we are actually adjusting the little space, please. So, yes, on the side, so all of you that's on the left-hand side, as you can see, for the street.
Viewers, please come to the left and meet the family and take your seats with us. Thank you. Dear family and friends, we ask that you remain silent as this is the last scene. The echo is going to the last scene, so let us just all come a little while. Keep silent. We will start the program on the stage. Thank you, Lucy. Can you please settle down as we are about to start this morning's proceedings? Please be seated. होगा ये जो छोड़ा था अब रोने से छोड़ा जो दुख बरसों से जाता था वो सुख की भी अब सोता है ये दुनिया नहीं बसेरा ना होगी मेरा ना होगी तेरा जीते जी का सब कोई साथी पर कौन किसी का होगा दुखी दुखन और शिवाला परिवार Swami Vivekananda Saraswati, Swami Nehiji, Pandit Deviyo और सज्जनों, आप सबको मेरा सादर प्रणाम और हम आपको स्वीकार करते हुए इस बहुत बड़ी अवसर पर आज हम सब बहुत दुखी थे क्योंकि एक माँ, एक नानी, एक दादी, एक दोस्त और एक परिवार इस दुनिया से चल बसे। ये बहुत दुख की बात है लोगों, लेकिन हम ये समझना चाहिए कि मेरा शास्त्र कहते हैं कि जिसका जन्म होता है उसका मृत्यु भी अवश्य होगी और जिसका मृत्यु होगी उसका जन्म भी जरूर होगा। ये मेरे जीवन का खेल। Our great Jumlan and Sewmungal families, our revered Swamiji Vivekananda Saraswati and Swami Nehiji, all purohits present, officials and members of all our entities, dear friends and relatives, I greet you this morning with a loving heart and yet acknowledge your presence to pay your last respects to our dear mom, friend, and relative. Before we continue with this morning's program, it is only appropriate to open up with prayer, and I call upon our officiating priest this morning, Pandit Vidyawathee Sewmungal, who will lead us in and to viewing. We will hold on the viewing while the speaker is on. Thank you.
Thank you. Master is. Dear friends, family, dear Swamiji, members of the Sewmungal family, purohits of the Purohit Mother, various officials and heads of various associations, my namaste to one and all. Dear family and friends, we are gathered here today in great and love to remember the life of our dear beloved Pandit and Pandit Vidyawathee Sewmungal. We are here to support one another during these difficult times. As we come together, let us take a moment to offer a prayer of comfort, healing, and strength. Loving God, be with us today as we honor the memory of our dear beloved Pandit, and guide us in finding solace in our shared love and remembrance. We acknowledge the pain of our loss, but we will find joy in these stories and memories we share today. Throughout the service, we will celebrate Pandit's life, remembering all the precious moments that brought laughter, love, and wisdom to all of you. We would hear from our present family who shared their heartfelt tributes and cherished memories, bringing value, passion, and kindness to focus. We will find solace in a beautiful mantra selected to honor Pandit's memory, allowing his mantras to be the tapestry of emotions and remembrance. Let us join our hands together. Focus on that Almighty Paramatma will recite all 3 times thereafter. We are हे परमात्मा, इस संसार के सभी प्राणी सुखी रहे, सब लोग रहे, सबका कल्याण हो, इस संसार में कोई भी दुखी ना हो। हे नाथ सरस्वती हो, कोई ना हो तुम्हारी, सब होती हो ईश्वर उपासना। ओम विश्वादेव सर्वकल्पितां परासुरं यद्भक्तं वासुदेवं। ओम वीरञ्जयकारा सामवेदामि भूतस्य
friends and families, as I see the roads not completely going on and before the time and space, I ask that you keep silent while we have the next speaker. I acknowledge the thank officials of the Arya Samaj South Africa for their presence, and I would like to call upon the Deputy President Pandit Vidyawathee Sewmungal to pay tribute on behalf of the Arya Samaj in South Africa. May she will also read out some messages that have come from overseas. Thank you, Meiji.
Thank you, Pandit Vidyawathee Sewmungal, Dr. Ramvila, Pandit Vidyawathee, President of Arya Samaj South Africa, Gurumi, members of the Seven Satellite family, and friends on their Pandit Vidyawathee life one of the brilliant service and dedication to her family, faith and community. The daughter of the great Pandit and Mrs. Sutran from Pakistan, she became the widow of the late Sewmungal, who served as the president of the Veda and Sakam in United. Her personal journey in education, spiritual service, and community leadership has made her an inspiring figure in a community and beyond. Vidyawathee began her career as an educator after attending Springfield Teacher Training College, where she obtained her teaching diploma. Over the years, she taught at Main School in Johannesburg, shaping the lives of countless students. As a mother of 3 sons and 1 daughter, she balances professional and family responsibility while continuing to pursue her personal growth in the study of religious and cultural traditions. She successfully completed the verification examinations up to the level of Marine, demonstrating her dedication to deepening the knowledge of Vedic teaching and values. Her religious and spiritual dedication led her to further achievements. After writing the public examination, she was ordained as a Vedic priest in 1988, an exceptional accomplishment for a woman at that time. She thus became a pioneer, bringing the knowledge and guidance to religious practices typically led by men, making a shift in the community's perception of women's role within spirituality and religious leadership. Pandit Vidyawathee was involved in various community and religious organizations, solidifying her influence as a leader. She held multiple leadership roles within the Arya Samaj Race, serving as the chairperson, secretary, council member, and vice president. Her dedication to organization demonstrated her commitment to supporting women in their spiritual and social life. In addition, she served as vice president and later as president of the Veda Sabha in Johannesburg, where she continued to uphold and promote Vedic values and teachings. Her role as chairperson of the International Hindu Street Samaj also highlighted her deep commitment to enhancing the role of women in cultural and religious affairs. Their contribution to cultural activities were equally noticed. Pandit Vidyawathee actively participated in Alberta Speech Contest and the Hindi essay writing competition in which she was a winner. Through her participation, she emphasized the importance of cultural expression and linguistic encouraging others to take pride in the roots. She also hosted many retreats, swami, religious leaders from abroad, promoting Her dedication to social justice extends beyond her religious and cultural roles. As a member of the Italian Congress Women's Committee in Johannesburg, she provides support to mothers during the turbulent times where the children were detained by the security police. Her compassion and advocacy for these families demonstrated a commitment to social equity and justice, particularly in times of political and social unrest. Her message for the International Women's Day: open hope, be positive, promote culture, and religious values in youth to ensure they are equipped for a better future and they are able to work to end prejudice in society through sport. To take her lifelong values, she firmly believed in the importance of fostering cultural pride and religious values among the young generation, seeing it as tools to equip them for a brighter future. Her vision extended to promoting unity and understanding with the aim of creating a society free from prejudice and discrimination. Through her work in education, spirituality, community service, and social justice, Pandit Vidyawathee leaves behind the legacy of courage, compassion, and commitment to her favorite community. Her life's work shows that empowerment is deeply connected to one's cultural heritage, personal integrity, and a willingness to support and uplift others. By blending traditional values with a forward-thinking vision, Pandit Vidyawathee is an inspiring example for generations to come. Let us all be inspired by Pandit Vidyawathee. Let us know about speech to empower our community through skill development like cooking, cultural activities, and religious studies. This is crucial for fostering economic independence, social change, and community development. By investing in women's education and skills training, communities can thrive holistically, leading to a more equitable and sustainable future. Encouraging creativity and entrepreneurship not only transform individual life but also contributes to broader societal progress. In reflecting their path, we know that she will stand in this support, especially the family. So, to my children and family, we wish to spend during this difficult time. Know that mom will achieve their lifetime with an inspiration to us, leaving a legacy that will be remembered and cherished for generations. Messages of sympathy and condolences from Swami and Vidyawathee from UK. Prabhupada has been in contact with them and they just sent a message across from India. मृत्यु सत्य है और शरीर नश्वर है। यह जानते हुए भी अपनों के जानने का दुख होता है। हम ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करनी चाहिए कि दिवंगत आत्मा को शांति मोक्ष प्रदान करे। यह संसार प्रकृति के नियमों के अधीन है और परिवर्तन एक नियम है। शरीर तो मात्र एक साधन है। इस दुख की घड़ी में हम सब आपके साथ हैं। मैं जो महसूस कर रहा हूँ वे शब्द वर्णन किए जा सकते हैं। मेरी प्रार्थना आपके और आपके परिवार के साथ ईश्वर पवित्र आत्मा को शांति दे। Swami Vidyawathee and Swami Vidyawathee in India. There's also a message the message from Anya Samad. We were deeply saddened to hear of the passing of our beloved mother. On behalf of Anya Samad Fountain, please accept our heartfelt condolences during this difficult time. The late Pandit Vidyawathee's memory
beautiful words. I put on maybe Anisha next who was involved, maybe Vidyawathee was involved in many organizations. She held various official posts while teaching our women folk how to practice the art of being a Hindu woman. She was a lady in India. She led by example, lived with grace and dignity, and upheld her faith as a priest. She encountered women and walked the talk. To pay tribute this morning, I called Pandit Anisha Ramrathan, the secretary of BDS, who is a member of the BDS and secretary. Sorry, Anisha, thank you. Extended family, friends, Pujya Swami Vivekananda, Pujya Swami Vediji, Dr. Ramdas Ji, all other religious leaders, all belonging, fellow community members, friends, family. My friend Namaste to one and all of you Swami. My name is Pandit Anisha Ramrathan, the Secretary of the Sabha, and I will share with you the spiritual journey of our beloved Pandit Vidyawathee. Today we gather to mourn the passing of an extraordinary individual who left an indelible mark in our lives, both personally and in the community at large. This journey began with calls of Pesisar Adi and Pesisar Sri Samaj, where Pandit Vidyawathee worked with the parents. Our beloved community leader made one by the legacy to continue to inspire and motivate us for generations to come. She was more than just a leader, but a true champion in the community. Her tireless efforts to uplift and empower others have not gone unnoticed. Hence, the propagation of the Hindi language and the administration of various Hindi pathshalas, from organizing community events to advocating for social justice. She, together with her colleagues, such as the late Mrs. Shyama Ramcharan, worked selflessly to make the community a better place for all. One such organization was the International Indian Street Samaj, where she was one of the founding members and served as the president for many years. She handed over this legacy to the current most capable president, Pandit Vidyawathee, to continue flying the flag high, as we all know, Pandit Vidyawathee standards were highest order. She also served as a member of Race of Varya Samaj and Race of Varya Sri Samaj from its inception. Through marriage, she joined the Vivekananda Sabha and held various official posts. Various official positions: council member, co-commissioner, secretary, vice president, and president to name a few. Her loyalty and dedication at Vivekananda Sabha allowed her to be the main representative at the Arya Hindu Sabha. Despite being the busy individual she was, she made time to pursue her studies in Hindi and Sanskrit. Her passion and drive, dedication and compassion inspired countless females to get involved in the School of Vedic Studies, thereby making a difference in our community at large. Because because of her driving force, so many of us today stand here as female Vedic priests. Pandit Vidyawathee, together with Pandit Sudasi, were the first group of Vedic priests to be ordained. If this wasn't an achievement in itself, what was? Her understanding of the Hindi language and the dedication to encourage many to learn was a trait we will surely miss at this Sabha. She moved us for ideas. She was the go-to person for help regarding pronunciations of mantras and assisted us in the preparation of the Vedic exam. She faced various challenges, wore many hats, and was so committed at every task put through to her. Whilst her love
she held the official post of the Vedic priest at Vedanta Mohara. She had the unique ability to bring people together, to bridge gaps, and to foster a sense of belonging. Our VDS family is grateful and thankful to have learned from such an exceptional individual who parted her skills and expertise unconditionally and with so much of love. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying this from my heart because I experienced it personally with Pandita. She was extremely close to us and shared an extremely close bond. She ensured she fulfilled all her duties in performing assisting sanskars in the community, thereby paving the way for the next generation of priests that have emerged and that will continue to emerge in the future years to come. We will deeply miss her wisdom, guidance, and unwavering commitment. But even in her day, her legacy lives on through the countless lives she has touched. And one such is Pandit Vidyawathee, the newly appointed president of Arya Samaj South Africa. We will keep our Dharma alive by living up to the 10 principles of the Arya Samaj, and we will continue to draw strength from her example and to carry out her exemplary work. The legacy of Pandit Vidyawathee started with the support and advice of her late parents and husband. Pandit Vidyawathee is continuing this legacy and will transcend down the line, I'm certain. We as members of the Vedanta Sabha are proud to have drawn inspiration and courage from such a meticulous and headstrong individual who stood her ground against all odds. Vedanta Sabha will be celebrating 150 years of existence soon, and we look back at our membership over the years, and we see such a rich and rewarding energy, which we are extremely proud and thankful for, with committed members such as Pandit Vidyawathee, who have paved the path for the next generation. To the Sattar family, the members of Vedanta Sabha offer our sincere condolences. Your loss is our loss, and we share your grief. May you find comfort in the knowledge that Pandit Vidyawathee's impact will never fade. As we say goodbye to this remarkable individual, let us recommit ourselves to the values she embodied: versatility, compassion, and serving others, and ensuring God's will becomes a reality. Let us honor her memory by continuing to build a community that is inclusive, supportive, and just. Let's love Pandita. You will be missed, and your legacy will never be forgotten. My friend, namaste.
Thank you very much, Anisha Ramanathan. As you said, Pandita wore many hats, and one of them was she was a member of the Sunrise Senior Citizens Club and the Retired Teachers Association. This morning we have amidst us the chairperson of Sunrise Senior Citizens Club, Mr. Vidyawathee, who will pay tribute on behalf of the Senior Citizens and Retired Teachers Association. Mr. Vidyawathee, thank you.
Thank you, Program Director. Good morning, namaste, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have gathered here this morning to pay our last respects to a mother, a grandmother, a retired educator, and to a special friend. Pandit Vidyawathee Sewmungal. Pandit Vidyawathee and Vicky Sewmungal were blessed with 4 children: Kiran, Ujjala, Vedant, and Vishwas. Auntie Vidya, as we called her, was a dedicated mother, and after the national way of thinking, she made sure that all her children excelled in their studies. And today, Vishwas is in the University of Vidyawathee. And Kiran is a registered priest, namely Pandit Vidyawathee. Vidya joined the Peter Malcolm Retired Teachers Association after she retired as a teacher for 20 years. When she resigned from teaching, she took an active part in the Retired Teachers Association meetings or monthly meetings. And she did a lot of work with the other members of that club. Vidya was a very loyal member of the Sunrise Senior Citizen Club for over 20 years. The club was founded in 1993, and in 2003, she was appointed in the management council of the club and was declared an honorary right member as she had served the club on a meritorious service. She was a member of the club for over 20 years and played a very active role. She was a role model of the club, always helping and guiding members of the club and encouraging and inviting members to join the club, to give the club more membership. She came to the club regularly by taxi on a Wednesday and joined the members from 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock. She enjoyed socializing and playing games with the members of the club. She always took part in singing bhajans and kirtans with the members of the club and took part in many religious talks. However, in the last couple of months, they have deteriorated, but she still came to the club by taxi and walked with a walking aid and only left the club at 2 o'clock. Today, we at Sunrise Senior Citizen Club are blessed with the Satkar family, especially the children, Kiran, Ujjala, Vedant, Vishwas, and the grandchildren. I received a special message from Durban yesterday from Mr. Alan Naidu, ex-chairman of the Sunrise Senior Citizen Club, passing his condolences to the Satkar family. Auntie Vidya worked very closely with Mr. Naidu. Ladies and gentlemen, as heartbreaking it is to lose such an invaluable person in our lives, we are extremely grateful to have been blessed by your gifts. We are honored to share them with you and the world. We will surely use a warmth, a kindness, a generosity, and warmth. May you, Almighty God, guide your soul tenderly into a well-deserved and much peaceful rest. Go well, Auntie Vidya. We will definitely miss you at Sunrise Senior Citizen Club. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ridwan. I know she played a integral part in your club, and always when she used to go on drives, she would always send a message. Family was always first for Benji. She looked forward to her children coming in to Gauteng, and always was preparing so much. Before I call upon Vandana to speak on behalf of Hadari, I'm going to ask all those good family people who have not yet come through to please come through and view. Thank you. I'm now going to call Vandana, who will pay tribute to Medallia. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Today we celebrate the life of my grandmother. As a granddaughter, I had the privilege of being raised by her unconditional love, guidance, witty charm, health, and self-wisdom. I want to start by acknowledging my brothers Vidya, Atish, Federica, Mihir, and Vihan, who share my grief and cherished memories of our grandmother. And to my father Kiran, Mother Kirti, Anjalaka, Vish, Vishal, Vedipakwa, Krishnapaka, Vikile, Zamni, and Zana, who the last stages of Dada's life gave her the dignity, love, and comfort, especially on the very tough days when she needed it most. No words could ever do justice to describe the capable woman Dani was, and all the sentiments expressed by today's speakers reflect the life and service this remarkable woman did, who I'm sure you will all agree was way ahead of the time. But to my brothers Tiago, Anish, Mihir, Vihan, and I, the woman we have come to pay our respect to today is our beloved grandmother. Growing up, every weekend it was standard for my father to drop me off at Dani's house. Those weekends were so integral to my early childhood development. I was very lucky to have my Dani as my first teacher, who taught me how to tell time, read, write, and chant the Gayatri Mantra 3 times. If Dani and I worked together and the TV would play and I could upstairs, join the dogs, scrabble a blank part dance, I was watching her read a pillow of a sewing machine in the sewing room as she stitched and fashioned new blouses, tailored the cushy covers for our home.
I was literally stuck to her, like, we would even be shooting her normal day into the night as I would fall asleep next to her. A few years later, two lovely little boys entered our world, me and Vihan, and our meetings were full of joy and laughter. Whenever we needed a visit from Durban, Nani Mama and Kira and Nani's laughter was on, making their favorite decadent chocolate cake and a family favorite amongst us, like Chita Chita and our teas. I want Dali, what does she mean by Chita Chita rotis? To which she very sharply said, the roti should not only be around, but also spotted like a cheetah. In my other experimenting with different flavors, when you feast or keeping your mind sharp with books and knowledge, should go into the world and explore new experiences in different countries, either by road trips, cruises, or planes. And when we indulge us with stories and years of all the wonderful things picked up from the travels. I learned from a curious friend of mine that nothing alone should stop a woman from moving forward with her life, to do and be as she wants. These are just a few cherished moments I will share with examples of my love for sharp wits, charm, indomitable spirits, and unconditional love for my relationship with her. All of which is testament to the countless values she lived a life of service, militant to the principles of dharma. To put God first, to chant the Gayatri mantra in times of difficulty, to live life to the fullest, wholeheartedly, unconditionally, and her most important lesson to us all, karma. As we say goodbye to a powerhouse woman, we are incredibly fortunate to call our grandmother. I'm so grateful that all the selfless peace she created in this lifetime is her biggest blessing to us as a family. I know that only expectation and hope and responsibility we bear now to honor and continue her legacy of good karma. To my beautiful, brilliant, not to be like that. Thank you for being my first hope and great star. I pray that this will take fortune. Thank you, Vandana. And I know it was the upload of that one's eye. Besides the children, she brought you out with so much of care, and I know your words were so true. Ladies and gentlemen, we have received lots of letters and condolences from all the PKs, and we are unable to read it due to time constraints. I wanted to share just my little words with my lady. After Shadow Baby passed away 4 years ago this month, Didi and I were closer. We spent many hours discussing issues, learning recipes and cooking, laughing and just having fun. Didi was keen sharing the knowledge with me, and she was an avid reader and loved to listen to the worldwide news. Her policy was always to be humble. If you made a mistake, there was nothing wrong if you said sorry. You become a better person. She had a complete laugh, and no one would resist. Her smile was so beautiful. She was ready to go and often spoke to God when she was lonely and said, I'm ready to come, Mama, please take me. What I learned from my lady was, Zindagi mein na jaane kaun si baat aakhri hoti, na jaane kaun si raat aakhri hoti. मिलते जुलते बात करते रहो यारो एक दूसरे से, ना जाने कौन सी मुलाकात आखिरी होगी. Go well, my lady. I will miss you. Your laughter, your voice, and just sitting in your little corner room. I will miss that. But your legacy will live on forever. Ladies and gentlemen, I have two more speakers. I call upon Professor Vishwas Satkar, who is the youngest son of the late Pandit. He will now pay tribute to his son.
My mother her terms, courageously refusing dialysis. She chose a natural death. The end was painless. For 1 decade, she turned her back on the hourglass. She refused to pack her bags. We cherished every moment with her, knowing she was a borrowed time. Many touch and go moments marked the past few years, but she always bounced back. The doctors were confounded by how she managed her failing heart and kidneys with the sound medication using Ayurveda. Over the past few weeks, her health nosedived as she chose not to have dialysis. I internalized the rejection of dialysis as an end-of-life decision, and more than thinking it, I felt, maybe subconsciously, that this time was a turning point. I postponed a research trip to Madagascar to study the world's first climate famine, which impacted 1 million people, and instead chose to spend time in the hospital and be with my siblings. It was the right decision because it gave us all precious time just to give her love and compassion. It also took us to a place I call the in-between in a poem shared with all of you. We had to confront letting go and our collective ethical concern to ensure my mom had a pain-free and compassionate end. In this context, we reached out to hospice to understand palliative care, spoke to the doctors about in-hospital palliative care, and in my conversations with my partner Michelle, we even debated euthanasia as an end-of-life choice for terminally ill people. From this experience, I want to say we need as a society to give more support to hospice so it can provide palliative care to the many that need it. Ensure patient rights and end-of-life literacy in our society, and even open up a debate about legitimizing euthanasia. These are compassionate end-of-life choices to give dignity and grace for the terminally ill in our society. It is about having a more humane society. This is what we take away as a family from this experience, and I hope the Arya Samaj and the old age group my mom is affiliated to lead on this conversation in our country. My mother was born 18 February 1936. She spent almost 89 years amongst us. The historical background and arc of her life spanned World War II, apartheid, the Cold War, mass resistance to apartheid in the 1950s, and in the 1970s onwards, the collapse of the Soviet Union, deglobalization of world economies, 30 years of post-apartheid democracy and COVID-19. After living through all of this, my mother refused to be typical as an older person. She actually broke the stereotype of what it meant to be an aging person. She was certainly not about being meek, surrendering to pessimism, and neither was she about trying to relive a lost youthful past. We live in a culture that also exaggerates the importance of being young. There is a cult of the youth such that most people do not know how to age. My mother aged with a strong sense of independence, detached love, and commitment to enjoy the gift of life with dignity. At her age, she was a denizen of the cybersphere, an avid user of the tablet and digital platforms like Facebook. She maintained relationships, kept connections to her old age group, constantly kept abreast of global and national news. Routinized her daily life, which included cooking her own meals, connected with the children, provided she was not watching one of the ZTV dramas, and had razor-sharp opinions. 3 conversations stand out. First, regarding the worsening climate crisis. My mother knew and appreciated I was a climate justice activist. In our conversations, she came to understand the existential risks climate change posed to everything through the continued use of oil, coal, and gas. She became a keen observer of climate shocks in the news media, from droughts, floods, and hurricanes, and this featured in many of our conversations. I know if she was younger, she would have been campaigning with me at the front lines of the climate justice struggle. Second, she was concerned by the rise of Hindu fundamentalism in India and the authoritarianism of the Modi-led BJP government. We agreed that Modi did not represent the poly-religious idea that is India, and most importantly, my mother's Hinduism was against the fundamentalism of the BJP. Third, my mother was deeply moved by the violence and war in the world. There are over 200 million people impacted by senseless wars and genocide. As we grieve for her, I know she would have wanted us to grieve for mothers lost in Gaza, Sudan, DRC, and Ukraine, amongst other war zones. It would be appreciated if all of you rise to observe a moment of silence for mothers who have been lost in these war zones. Thank you. Previous speakers have spoken to different facets of my mom's life. I want to say a little bit about how we as a family understood the ethics of kin. As a mother, she carried each one of her 4 children for 9 months, breastfed us, nurtured us, and socialized. My mother's conception, love, and intimacy was expressed through a strong belief in human flourishing. The fruit of her giving as a mother was that those in her life would realize their intellectual potential as part of serving society. My mother had an insatiable curiosity. She loved knowledge, reading, and clarity of thought. She was an expert on Ayurveda through her own online research. She once told me if I had another chance, I would have become a professor like you. In one of her speeches on mothers given to an Arya Samaj audience, she said this, open quotes, "Mother holds the key to this world. She controls the destiny of her children. She is your first teacher. Her care as a mother made us fall into servants of the people. My elder brother Kiran, an old activist, the president of the Arya Samaj, a movement committed to Seva, giving to the community. My sister Ujala, a passionate champion of literacy as a librarian, me a scholar activist, and my sister Vedika devoted to nurturing the children to be constructively engaged with our country. I know my mom is proud of us. Food was also important for my mom's ethics of care. She took the popular Indian delights book to new heights in her kitchen. Food was essential for her. We had to derive great enjoyment from it, and hence she was conscious about spices, flavors, and experience. But it was more than a pleasurable bite and delicious encounter. My mom understood food as a portal, a bridge into a deep connection. The act of cooking and eating together was about sharing stories. Food was intimacy in the sense you could learn about each other's lives. To the end, my mother wanted to cook and have us share about our lives together. For my partner Michelle and I, knowing how important cooking was to my mom, we took the time over the years to cook with her, learn from her, and get her to write up the recipes. My mom would certainly live on in our kitchen and at our dinner table as we shared Vidya delights with friends, comrades, and loved ones. As an empowered woman, my mother came to the feminism of the Arya Samaj, the neo-Hindu movement embraced by her father and mother, and which she actively committed to for most of her adult life. Her parents, believing in the Arya Samaj's idea of women's empowerment, ensured she studied and could become a professional teacher. With my father, she learned how to drive, she co-created a nuclear family. She became an Arya Samaj female priest and provided a role model to many women in the communal family she married into. In a book titled Shakti, Stories of Indian Women in South Africa, there is a chapter dedicated to my mom. The care for other women and their empowerment was central to her feminism. Hence, she played an active role in the women's organizations of the Arya Samaj. As a family, we are inspired by and proud of our feminism rooted in a cultural and religious ethics of care. My mother politically came into her own as part of a politically conscious family. Her late brother, Bishop Priya, was an operative in the political military underground. Her sister, Shara, was a trade unionist and then an activist librarian in North Dale. Here, my brother was detained in the 1980s for political activism. My sister was actively engaged in interfaith dialogue against apartheid. I was a young activist in the Italian Congress in the 1980s. My father was committed to placing the Arya Samaj in the resistance to apartheid. And my grandmother, the late Mrs. Dukran, was politically conscious from the 1960s when she encouraged my grandfather to provide a local community hall to the ANC, and which was addressed by Nelson Mandela. My mother found the political activism in supporting resistance to apartheid in manifold ways as a religious leader. My favorite photograph, which I keep in my study for inspiration, is of her, my grandmother, my father, and other local leaders leading the mass march in 1989 in Johannesburg to unveil the India. She was politically brave and held firm to her political convictions. Her belief in a righteous, just, and emancipated South Africa grounded her politically. My mother believed in Nelson Mandela's ANC. But as the criminalization of politics took root, through rampant corruption, state failure, and growing inequality, my mother, like many of us, grew disenchanted. The anger of my late mother and many of us is part of the way rising anger in the world and the country against indifferent political elites. Incumbent governments from the US, France, Modi's India, Japan, Botswana, and our recent national elections are showing the power of popular anger of the people. Beware. While your sunflower growing gently in my broken heart, your gracious and empowering love will always be present in all our lives. Rest in peace.
Thank Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we are unable to read them all. I call upon Mr. Jana Satgur, the eldest daughter of Pandit, to acknowledge the family's appreciation and gratitude. The program director, family and friends. The last few months of my mother's life can only be described as a roller coaster. Her life was characterized by many ups and downs, twists and turns that manifested as dis-ease, and a whirlwind of events and feelings that left her and us uncertain, at times confused and emotionally exhausted. Getting off this roller coaster seemed like an impossible task, but we each needed to determine how to cope with the uncertainties confronting us. This took many forms and included a very pragmatic approach to putting in place the necessary infrastructure at home to support her daily needs. Intense research and engagement with her clinicians to understand her condition, the clinical solutions and the alternatives thereto. One guess about who led the research. Okay? An ethical understanding of her right as a patient, her right to life and dignity, and her right to die. And at times, a perfectly fine human condition, a desire to bury one's head in the sand and ignore the distressing times. But most importantly, we have to learn to trust this roller coaster ride even when at times we didn't fully understand it. This is mainly due to the people in the midst, which included my mother herself, my siblings, her caregivers, the doctors and medical staff, family, friends, and our respective communities, including the universities of the Witwatersrand and the University. It is said that there are many we meet who are just passing through, and then there are a few who stay to pull us through. Therefore, I wish to acknowledge and appreciate my mother for her strength of will and determination to live and end her life on her terms. My siblings for how we navigated this journey and how it affected and changed the strength of our character that was displayed during this trying time. At times taking the lead and at other times following the lead, underpinned by a collective steadfastness to ensure my mom's best care. Dr. Nilesh Singh, Dr. Ram Kilan, and Dr. Namkala for understanding my mother's desire to maintain her agency, recognizing the limitations of the challenging situation and respecting my mother's wishes at the end. The various medical teams at Mediclinic for their courtesy, professionalism, and empathy demonstrated during the last month, and especially during her last hours on Wednesday. Fikile Zombie, my mother's trusted right-hand person, for her unconditional care and support during good and weak times. Zama Mbata and Zandile Sukela for their excellent caregiving when my mother needed it the most. The respect for privacy, unstinting support, and encouragement from family and friends during this time. You know who you are and will forever be held in our hearts. And so we prepare to bid our final farewells to my mother now. I wish to acknowledge Julie Singh, the program director, various speakers and organizations for their tributes, Veda Dharma Sabha for its magnanimity and support, Pandit Vidyawathee for performing my mother's final rites, family and friends for their generosity of time, cash and time, as well as the many floral tributes and hundreds of messages of condolences from far and wide. Owen Janet Funeral Home, and most importantly, you for sharing this time with us today. Your presence is testimony of what my mother meant to you. For this, we are indeed truly grateful. On behalf of the family, please accept our invitation to the second and third day Havans, which will be held on Sunday and Monday at the Noha Road Monday at 11 and 11:30 respectively. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mujalaben. We have come to the end of our program this morning. I call upon
our officiating priest, Pandit Vidyawathee Sewmungal, to do the concluding prarthana. Whilst Pandit is busy with his prayers, we have Raj Bhai, a close family member, who would like to pay tribute to you. Please, thank you, Raj Bhai.
Namaste, devi सज्जनों, भाई बहनों। इस दुख के अवसर पर हम सब मिलते हैं और इस अवसर में खुशी का अवसर भी बन जाते हैं कि जब हम बिछड़े आत्माओं एक साथ मिलते हैं। तो आज इस दुख और सुख के अवसर पर मैंने सोचा आप बहुत बढ़िया बढ़िया मकान सुने अंग्रेजी में और दिवंगत आत्मा दिल के गहराइयों से एक पक्का हिंदू था, हिंदी के प्रचार करने वाला। मैंने सोचा इस महीने के घर गाड़ियाँ बढ़ाने के लिए मैं भी आपसे 2-4 शब्द अंग्रेजी हिंदी में बोलूँ। मेरा नाम विद्या मौसी कैसे जब वो मेरी पत्नी की बड़ी बहन थी। मौसी इसलिए कि जब किसी घर में एक नई दुल्हन आती है तो सब उसे भाभी बोलते, भाभी और वहाँ घर के सब लोग उसे भाभी बुलाने लगते हैं। और मेरे घर में जब विद्या मौसी आती थी, मेरे बच्चे उन्हें मौसी मौसी करके बुलाते थे तो सब के मौसी बन जाते थे, पड़ोस भी उन्हें मौसी बोलकर बुलाते थे। तो उसी तरह हम आज तक मौसी बुलाते हैं। ये एक क्या याद के बारे में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ये एक दिल दिखाता है कि हम एक दूसरे के साथ कैसा व्यवहार करते हैं। आप विद्या मौसी की बड़प्पन पर बहुत सुने, मैं उनके बारे में हमारे घरेलू रिश्ते के बारे में बोलना चाहता हूँ। मेरा शादी हुआ तो मैरिज में विद्या मौसी की छोटी बहन से, और जब मैं मैरिज होगा आती थी तो उस घर में सब कोई हमारा इंतजार था, क्योंकि एक बार हमारा एक साल गायत्री आज यहाँ नहीं है, वो बोली कि देखो जब मेरी शादी होगी तो मैं नहीं चाहता कि मेरा शादी वही डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हो। मैंने पूछा क्यों? क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा कि देखो जब विद्या मौसी आती है वैसे एक तरफ घुसती है दूसरी तरफ निकल जाती है और उसे कोई सम्मान नहीं करता, और जब योगिनी आती है तो उसके पिता एक कोना करने के विद्या 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 क्या है। तो ऐसा रिश्ता था। जब घर आती थी इसे दिनों वाह क्या खूबसूरत समय हम लोग जिंदगी एक मंच है जहाँ हम सब मिलते हैं सिर्फ एक ही कारण के लिए बिछड़ने के लिए हम मिलते बिछड़ने के लिए। और फिर भी इसमें क्या दुख है, क्योंकि हम हिंदू होते कभी मरते नहीं, हम हमेशा। इसलिए हमें जो कुछ करना है इस जीवन में चाहिए, कभी नहीं कहना कि मैं बूढ़ा हो गया अभी समय चले गया, नहीं। जहाँ मैं यहाँ पर छोड़ता हूँ दूसरे जीवन में वहां से फिर शुरू नहीं। मैं पंडित नहीं, मैं ये बोलना चाहता हूँ कि मैंने अपने किताब में सुना है कि हमारे जीवन ऐसे कि मेरे पड़ोस जो भी हो हमसे फायदा हो। हमें एक आदर्श बनना चाहिए। धर्म एक ऐसा सच्चा साथी है कि मौत के बाद साथ नहीं की। तो इसलिए अंत में मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि जिस तरह हमारे पर वर्ष हुए छोटा से बड़ा और आज मुझे शक्ति है कि मैं आपसे कुछ कह सकूं, तो मेरा अनुरोध है कि हम किसी को किसी भी सुख पहुंचा करने के दिन में किसी को मदद कर सके, तो ये सबसे बड़ा जीवन। मैंने सोचा, मेरा ज्ञान है, मेरा उम्मीद है कि जब मैं तो हमारा स्वागत होगा। और कहीं मैंने पढ़ा था कि ये लाल कली बिछी हुई है, उसी तरह मेरा आगमन में उस परम पिता के घर पर ऐसे ही लाल कली बिछी हुई होगी और दोनों बगल में शहनाई के गूंज हो। तो मेरा उम्मीद है, मेरा अपेक्षा है कि विद्या मौसी जब दाखिल होगी वहां पर, तो उसके लिए भी लाल कलीन बिछी हुई होगी और उसका स्वागत में शहनाई की गूंज होगी। धन्यवाद।
Thank you. We have come to the end. Panditji will take his position. Just a request, as Panditji is going to complete his pratna, I request all Pandits with the take out of the set to form the garland. Honor as we exist. Thank you. Very
Viశ్was and family. We pray that Paramatma will give it strength and courage in the time of bereavement, although it's impossible to see beyond it. May we look back to good memories to comfort and help you today. May your heart and soul find peace and happiness. May the blessings of Paramatma be upon you today and forever. May you always be peace in your Atma, and the essence of peace will illuminate your soul now and forever. With that, we will commence with the candidates to the Atma. Time is of essence. Ladies and gentlemen, I will recite the mantras, and thereafter we will ask the audience once again for a Atma honor. Just as a person discards an old garment and puts on one that is new, so the Atma leaves the body at death and takes on a new one. The Atma does not perish the body. O Paramatma, may we find and take courage from this truth. Never is the Atma born, never does it die, unborn and eternal, beyond time born, but and yet to come. The Atma does not die when the body dies. May we understand this truth, O Paramatma. Nenam Chivanti Shastrani, Nenam Navati Bhavanaha, Nachenam Chenayam Yavu, Na Shoshayati Bhavanaha. This Atma, no weapon is good, no fire is burning, waters cannot wet it, and winds cannot dry it. Open Mahatma, may we find comfort in His truth. Jatasya Vibhu Meyu, Nurvantananitasya cha, Tasmadavati Bhavati, Nahamso Chirumadasi. Avyantani Bhutani Vyaktamadhyani Bharata Avyantani Dharmani Dhanakapari Devana. All beings are invisible before God. They are invisible again after death. We see only the mortal being in its existing lifespan. Oh, Paramatma, grant us this wisdom to accept this truth. Om Vedamanikam Shantantam Adhyāyanam Karasa Karasa Tameva Vidyawathee Vidyuhi Nandyaha Pandit Vidyawathee Om Yahatmanahayana Yasya Vishnu Upasare Shisham Yasya Devava Yasya Sharya Amritam Yasya Vidyu Kasmai Deva Yamanisha. In this hour of distress, we need you, O Paramatma, who alone can give us physical vigor and spiritual strength. Only O blissful divinity, whose grace is immortality, whose praises are sung by all in every person. We offer our humble prayer and ask you, Paramatma, to listen our service. Om Suryam Chakshur Gacchati Bharatmadhyam Cha Gacchati Jalanana Ahuva Gacchayati Tatrati Hitaroshadishu Radheshashayire. O Supreme Paramatma, may all the components of this body be versed in the fire radiance of this universe. May its vision be absorbed in the sun, its breath in the atmosphere, and its other senses in the appropriate elements. May the Atma, according to the noble deeds performed here, dwell in a body worthy of such merit. Om Shanti Paschata Vasham Purasacham Purana Adana Prinam Ekasriyamito Chakarina Samyamitinam Suritam Om Sanrakshaswami Samyami Sarupina Paramiyomam Hivayavadyam Punarastani Sanrakshataam Rupa Subhacham. O Paramatma, may this soul finds austerity, enlightenment, and good deeds attain, like its forebears, a suitable state. May it be free from all blemishes, and once again inherit an enlightened body, full of lustre, and return to this world to perform noble deeds. Om Vayuranyam Amritam Abhikam Vasmatam Shariram Om Krasvara Krisvara Vidam Svara. Almighty Paramatma, all material beings perish with the death of the body. It is only one good deed Lord Dharma, that Almighty Paramatma, this soul is immortal. It is not made up of the 5 elements. The mortal body will be reduced to ashes and will be disposed of suitably. May we remember you in every deed we perform. Om Eka Deva Surithano Nidani Puyavadiyam Sharika Samnasham Sarvam Yadi Gacchati. Almighty Paramatma, all material beings perish with the end of the body. It is only one good deed, dharma, that will remain in the Atma after death. May this dharma never be allowed to perish. Ladies and gentlemen, before we rise to the concluding part, all family members and friends who are not paid tribute is come forward. I will now call upon the closest family to say the final farewell. Please call me God. Could be all rites. प्रभु के द्वारे प्रभु के द्वारे शांति शांति प्रभु के द्वारे प्रभु के द्वारे put the whole very simple.